26 years of CNBC TV18.
Well, as CNBC TV18 celebrates 26 years of leadership, we're now joined by Puneet Chhatwal, the MD and CEO of Indian Hotels, who's made his way up from one studio to the other. Thanks, Puneet, for joining in. But, before we get to that discussion, I'm just going to point out the three focal points that we're looking at. The growth roadmap of the next 2 decades, the holiday season performance, what's the outlook on that front, and the macro trends in the hospitality business. Well, Puneet, we're going to touch upon all these three. But first up, what about the recent fiasco with regard to flights not taking off? Indigo or Indigo Aviation, which is the listed name, they have been facing some headwinds. What has been the impact on your business? Because a lot of people could not get to their desired destinations. Has it impacted business in any way? Have there been cancellations, any kind of revenue loss?
See, firstly, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for having me on 2 studios today. There is an impact. It's very small, so the reverse also works. You get cancellations because people could not fly in, but you also get extensions and rebookings because people cannot fly out. So I think in the end, it averages out quite well. The major markets that are important for hospitality sector in India, that's the top 10, I would say, the impact has been negligible.
Okay.
And as we have seen during COVID, this sector is so resilient, it bounces back. And actually just 3, 4, 5 days creates a pent-up demand, and what did not happen in those 4, 5 days happens a week later.
But is it possible to quantify the impact?
It's so negligible. It's less than like 0.1% of our total revenue.
So you maintain that in the past you've said Q3 PAT is typically higher than the first half. That stays?
It's significantly higher. Okay. So the Q3 PAT is higher.
Significantly higher than the first half.
Higher than the Q1 plus Q2 put together.
Got it.
And that is a trend we have seen in the last, 14 quarters.
Is it better this year?
Of course, it will be better. We still have some time to go, but the trends, the business on the books, all points in the right direction.
And the 12 to 15% top line guidance, do you do better?
I never said 12 to 15.
Okay,
I said a double-digit growth.
Okay.
Anything between 10, 12 and higher is most welcome. Okay. But our base is so high, it's very, very high. So it's not just the percentage. We have to look at the absolute amount.
Well, I'm telling you, the absolute ARRs are moving up. As an interested party, I'm traveling towards the end of the year. Obviously, I couldn't get to your property because the ARRs has moved up so much. but you tell us.
We have just agreed with Mangalam to do a special promotion, IHCL at CNBC-26, so to get 26% off. So he's made that suggestion. We'll work on it. Let's see if we are able to advertise it.
Mangalam, Rima, you continue with the interview. I'll just book my ticket. No. Give us a few details then in terms of occupancy, in terms of ARR as well. How do you see the trend shape up, for the second half of the year? And Q3 has been as good as what you estimated?
So far, it has been as good as estimated. October had both Diwali and Dussehra. So that was less buoyant, but because of that, November was very, very strong. So you have to look October and November together as far as India is concerned. And in December, the first 15 days are really very, very strong. You have also the wedding dates, the auspicious ones, and we also have, state visits. A visit of the president of Russia does make a big impact on business in Delhi.
I want to pick on the point that you spoke about gingerization of hotels, right? Not studios, okay, whatever. It's a tough one to say, but gingerization of hotels. So today, Taj, as a brand, contributes about 75% plus to your overall revenues.
Correct.
Now, considering how fast Ginger is growing, or even the improvement that we're seeing in Amma stays, etc., say by 2030, how much do you think the contribution of these newer verticals will be versus what it is today?
So, gingerization of the business would be reflective of the new India and where India is marching ahead in terms of its middle class, low middle class, high middle class, etc. The opportunity is very big, but the revenues in ginger, you need, like almost 50 gingers to come to the same level of revenue as Taj Mahal Palace in Colaba. So the revenue will keep coming and the profitability to a big extent, which could be 60% from the Taj brand itself and 40% over the other brands by 2030. It could look very different by 2047 when India is at 100, where Taj may come to 50% of the total because other brands would have scaled up. But Taj will always occupy the larger share of the pie by virtue of having presence, let's say, in London. One hotel in London or one in New York contributes, I mean, it's a very big amount of revenue.
So the numbers you shared, 60% of by 2030 and by 2047, it will be 50%. That's
50.
in total number of hotels, not in terms of revenues.
No, in terms of revenue.
In terms of revenues.
In terms of in number of hotels, Ginger will grow much faster. Actually, by the next 6 months, in number of hotels, Ginger would have overtaken Taj. Today, Taj is higher, but in the next 6 months, Ginger would have exceeded that number.
Let's come back to the Taj brand then. And there's a property that we have been speaking about over the last few years, which is Sea Rock. I think I'm getting there. Bandra property, erstwhile Lobby Bar used to be there. All my first dates were there. Beautiful place. But now Taj Bandstand is something that you're looking at. What is the capex you're looking at? And by when do we see completion? Because that's a very, very good location.
Yeah. So I think that construction site is already become busy. We are doing the excavation works. I kind of think, based on my conversations with the teams, anything between 4 to 5 years is realistic because it's 164-meter tall building and we have to also dig deep into the basement, and that's a lot in water. That's why it was called the Sea Rock.
Yeah.
So it's not the easiest of the constructions. Having said that, this would be the next iconic asset for India. Okay. So like you look at Singapore and you have a Marina Bay Sands, you look at Dubai and you had the Burj Al Arab, I think this will be the iconic statement made by the city of Mumbai, made by the House of Tata, and made by India to the world. And we are very, very excited about it. We will not, kind of become frugal in the wrong places. Yeah. So whether it's your lobby bar on the floor or on the ground floor or it's the topmost floor of the building, it will be just best in class. That's the whole vision, and the capex would be big. It's already in our books with 1,500 crores, the cost of the land. And a number higher than that would be the final construction and design expense. So because of the land being very expensive in Mumbai, it will be 40-45% of the total capex. And so that gives you an idea. Anything between 1,800 to 2,000 crores is realistic.
So 2030, Rima, Puneet and Nigel will have a coffee over there.
And at that time, we'll probably be at 30% discount. CNBC will be celebrating 30 years.
Yeah.
So maybe
we are very large-hearted. We can host CNBC. But this was, at 26, was meant for CNBC viewers.
Oh, not us. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Puneet, always for joining
All the best.
in, and look forward to these conversations.
Thank you for having me.
All right.